Alright, guys, gals, and everything in between, after about 4 years, well, actually, yes, 4 years, the final chapter of The Hunger Games has arrived, and how was that experience for us all? Well, you're about to find out. The Hunger Games, Mockingjay, Part 2. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, so Mockingjay Part 2 is the last chapter of the Hunger Games saga, and it is basically the final push of the rebellion against President Snow. As you guys know, I am a huge fan of the Hunger Games. I'm wearing the shirt. I read the books before the movies came out. I've been a huge fan of the Hunger Games. I actually wore a Mockingjay pendant for, I don't know, 6 months or so when the first movie came out. I was just blown away. I was like, this is amazing. So that is why this review is so hard for me to do, because I'm just gonna tell you guys now, this is a huge letdown. Mockingjay Part 2 is probably one of the bigger letdowns I've experienced this year, in all honesty, and it is probably the worst conclusion to a trilogy I have ever seen in my life. I'm sure that someone will comment in the comment section eventually and say, oh, this trilogy is worse. And I know that there are 4 movies, but guys, gals, and everything between it is Mockingjay Part 1 and Mockingjay Part 2. The books were written as a trilogy, and Part 1 and Part 2. They are not 2 movies, they are 1 movie as a whole. As far as I'm concerned, it is a trilogy. Mockingjay Part 2 is a huge letdown. The reason why is because in the books, there were some really emotional moments, that there were these story beats that were strong, and it hit you in the feels, and it hit you in all these different areas where you're like, I feel like I want to cry right now, I'm so compelled right now, I'm wanting to chant and be like, you know, down with the Capitol right now. But in this film, when those moments happen, they're so downplayed or treated like they're not important. I'm not going to get into spoilers, but these moments are treated like they're nothing. Like they don't matter. That's the thing. That is my problem with it. When I first walked out of the theater, I was like, yeah, that was a good movie. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, this movie kind of sucks. This really sucks. This is the last installment of Hunger Games we are getting. And everything is so down-tempo. Everything is so just stalled. And there were a ton of moments that you could tell, oh, we had to extend the runtime because we're splitting this into 2 parts. This could have been 1 film, and it's very apparent by some of the awkward, stinted dialogue, some of the really drawn-out scenes that while some films do it to show a slow pacing, this film does it in more of a sense that you just feel like the scene is holding on a shot just to hold on it because they have to extend the runtime. The cinematography is good, although I feel like Francis Lawrence with his cinematographer were getting a little bit lazy in this installment, like they kind of just wanted it to end. And Jennifer Lawrence, actually, most of the time, she has one incredible scene, and then after that it's kind of just like, like, she doesn't want to be there. Francis Lawrence, like, some of his action, like, one thing I loved about Catching Fire is that the action was perfectly filmed. Like, I mean, damn, that was some great action filmed. But then in Mockingjay Part 1 even, it all worked. Like, the tension, like, the way he shot everything, it all worked. And then in this one, everything was just kind of meh. And then when the finale type stuff happens, it's so little, too late, that you're just kind of like, oh, that was cool. Alright, I'm bored again. That's the problem, is this, if you're gonna split it into 2 parts, you need to have that last part really hit it home. And what does it do? It doesn't do any of it. Some moments that I will admit I was entertained. There is a straight rip-off of Aliens in this, and dare I say, a segment of AVP also made it into this. Basically just xenomorphs in general. And I read the segment in the book. In the book, it wasn't even that big of a segment. It was just to kind of Boba Fett a character. And then all of the sudden, we have this big segment, which is actually the best part of the movie, and yet it's not even supposed to be that big of a part. And then there's a part that's supposed to be huge, and it's just kind of like, whatever. And when you're supposed to care about these characters, and I spend my time going, wow, this is one of Philip Seymour Hoffman's last performances, and that's probably one of the last scenes he filmed. And that hit me in the heartstrings more than the story did. And that's a problem when you're caring more, when you're thinking more about the behind the scenes than you are the film. And that's what I found myself doing, is that I stopped caring about the Hunger Games right there. And I'm still a huge fan. I loved even Mockingjay Part 1. I loved it all. And then this one, I was just sitting there going, I don't like this anymore. Like, I don't like this one. Every actor looked like they were phoning it in, except for Josh Hutcherson. He actually did a really great job. This was his best performance in the Hunger Games series. I didn't even buy their love story. Like, the scenes where they're supposed to be lovey-dovey, in the other ones, I actually bought it. In this one, it was so fake that I sat there and I was going, I could direct this better. If you gave me the budget, I could have made this better. And the action scenes, when they do happen, aren't all that compelling because you've been so bored throughout all of it that you watch it and you go, oh wow, cool, something cool's happening. And then nothing again. It's like, those segments in the trailer are about all you get. It never feels like a finale. Like, you feel like there's going to be a Hunger Games 5. And there isn't. This is how it ends, and that's not okay. You need to feel satisfied with a resolution. And in the books, I felt satisfied with the resolution we got, and it's pretty much the same one we got here. And I didn't feel that way, and that shows that they didn't do this justice. That's what I have to say, is Hunger Games didn't go out with a bang, it went out with a whimper. All of you in the world are gonna go see this movie, but if we're going by my ratings, I can't recommend this movie. I gotta say, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, catch it on Netflix or Hulu. Alright, guys, gals, and everything in between. Did you guys see it? Did you guys actually like it? I hope you did. I hope you guys liked the alien ripoff scene. I thought that was actually pretty awesome. But everything else, I'm so disappointed that it's over and this is how it ends. Like, it really upsets me. I drove home so angry. I was gonna yell at the camera, but you know what? I just felt like I'd explain to you and try and be as calm as I can, like a disappointed parent. 4 years of my life, and this is how it ends. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got plenty more videos coming to you.